to the live today. Today I have Foodie. Bro, Foodie, it's been a long time, bro. Bro, where do you wanna start? Do you wanna talk about your team's final performance, or do you wanna talk about the upcoming World Cup? Where do you wanna start? We can go from 3 months ago, 2 months ago to now.
I think I'm gonna try to forget the Champions League for a minute. I think we should start the World Cup since we're so close to it. Doesn't feel like it is, but we are like three
We are
days away
less
right
than
now. Oh, we're less
36
than
hours.
yeah, less, even less. Yeah.
Yes, even less now, bro. So, what is your top favorites for this World Cup?
Ooh, I think maybe a year ago I would have told you France again, but I think my problem with France is the same problem that Real Madrid has been having, and that's Mbappe.
Mbappe, yeah.
Because it felt like even in the last World Cup, when you looked at their attack, Mbappe was still the guy leading that line. And while there is an argument to be had that he's still the most threatening one from there, you have the likes of him. Also Dembele, let's not forget. I mean, the guy was able to win a Ballon d'Or, back-to-back Champions Leagues. So there's a lot of, players there that can lead their attack now. It doesn't just have to be Mbappe. And the thing that worries me about France's perspective on the World Cup is that Mbappe will see those things and he'll try to take certain games on himself, similarly to how he was able to get a hat trick against Argentina. And that's where the problems might begin for them. It's that there might be a moment where they're playing against Argentina again or Spain. And I fear that Mbappe, if he sees that there is one of his teammates in a better position to score, he's going to go for the glory instead. And that's where it could be damaging for them. As far as other teams, I think nobody should sleep on Argentina because they're still, the World Cup champions, and a lot of their squad really hasn't changed. And England is always there, on about, but not actually anything because they don't seem to need it. They're probably the most balanced team. They play so much that they're so organized, and I think this might be their year. I was honestly thinking that they were going to win the Euros, and they did. Obviously, they didn't win the Nations League. They lost to Portugal, but it was pretty close.
Yeah.
So they're pushing, for the trophies. They're up in there, high. Obviously, in 2022, they got knocked out by a good Morocco team on penalties. But if they can stay organized and play like how they did, I think win.
Yeah, I think everyone's predicting, like you said, Spain. I do see that one of them commit massive flop. Right now, I'm leaning to France becoming a massive flop. I'm still basically waiting in. Um, I do think that. So here my first. I do think that. Uh, for me, my opinion is Argentina, then France, then Spain, and then Portugal, and then after that I put Morocco.
Yo, Morocco got a good team.
Yeah, after that Morocco, and then but the thing is, still winning it at all. Not even coming close. I do see Ecuador doing better than Brazil. Norway doing better than Brazil.
And that's what's going to happen. And what you're telling me right now, I think we have the same answer. Who is your flop of the tournament? Who do you think is just not going to do any good?
The flop of the tournament. I don't know. It's very, 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 very hard to choose. Because obviously I got like general thing, or we talking about like the teams that are like favorites.
I think in general, like the whole thing, like a team that you look at them in the World Cup and you think to yourself, they should be doing a lot better. Like they're just extremely flat and disappointing.
Alright, so I already said that I do see them as a massive honor in this edition of the World Cup. But I will say that I do see potentially Spain becoming a massive flop, especially if Williams and Lamar are not playing at the level that they were in Euros of 2024.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and because besides that, Pedri is playing good. But there's no other player that can make creativity like those two players or can be a massive threat like those two players. Yes, they have Fernando Torres, but not that everyone thinks he's more of a player. He reminds me of like maybe possibly Fernando Torres, the ex Liverpool player and Chelsea player.
Yeah.
So that's what I see in that team, like lack of attacking threats. Because they do have a
No.
solid, they do have a solid defense. They do have an amazing goalkeeper options, and amazing midfield. That's for sure. It's a tactic that could be a defining moment in their stages.
Yeah, because it'd be weird if they go into a World Cup final with Reno as an
Yeah, which honestly
That'd be funny.
it has happened as a
Yeah, I remember last season when PSG knocked us out. People said they're gonna just because PSG were convincing us in beat, and I remember everybody said that PSG had gotten better. They didn't actually slap us even harder than they did, but a lot of people don't remember that for the semifinal against PSG, we didn't have Gabriel for either game, and we had Marino at 9.
yeah.
So it was looking rough, and we had a Thomas for one games, and it was the away one. He looked like running on one leg. It was, honestly, they should have been more consistently. I was actually surprising that better than my first half in France. Usually, I was going to half in the better, but the feeling final was going to be a lot closer than people for that reason.
Well,
Speaking of attacking,
it was close enough though. Like no mistake, it just Arsenal messed up heavily. Those two players. I don't know if Gabriel was the one chosen to kick them out, and I was surprised they missed too. So some players who missed it, they have confidence.
yeah, and honestly, it's also because I guess you could also say it would have been a disservice for PSG not to win it, because I think we only had about 3 shots in the game. Not a lot. That's not good enough for 120 minutes.
True, but you're forgetting that the best defenses wins titles,
Yeah.
and that could have been a great argument for Arsenal. They didn't win it, and they were invincible to the whole tournament, but you messed up too.
That's what hurts the most, man. Is that we didn't lose a single game and we still couldn't win. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sucks. But Portugal, right? You mentioned them, and we also mentioned attacking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Portugal are better without Ronaldo?
In this moment in time, yes. In the past, no. Think, for example, in the Nation League, I don't think they were better with Ronaldo. But now I do see that kind of experience, kind of leadership that Portugal does, because let's face it, they have a young team. They have Neves, they have Dinya, almost there besides like 4 or like 20 something, 22, 21, 24, 25. The point is they're a young team, and that's what most players like. They like initiative, they like experience, and they like how to handle pressure, and that's what Ronaldo is there for.
Sure, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
But yeah, I do see Ronaldo's impact right now is more important than ever, especially since it could potentially be his last World Cup ever. Unless of course he decides to be like an ENIAC and plays as a 50-year-old something player, but you never know.
Yo, I can see it, man. I mean, I think he's gonna play in the Euros 2028. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I think he might still be playing because I think he wants to reach 1,000 goals, and I think his like one of his biggest dreams would be to probably reach in an international tournament as well, not just for
So we will see. I do think that this could be just more. It could be Ronaldo's last chance, last official dance. Because in my opinion, Neymar shouldn't even be caught up to the World Cup. He's still weak in terms of physicality, because he's not at his best. He hasn't been at his best in like a long time.
Yeah, and he's injured again.
Yeah, so I heard that he has recovered, but the point is he's not physically fit to depart and play like 90 minutes on a hot day,
Yeah, like,
especially in the United States for like New York, right? I'm in New York,
Yeah.
So is what 90s or something like that.
Sometimes it hits 90s.
That's not where coming to Texas, where not only is it humid sometimes it's dry heat, so you can feel it. It's gonna be hell heavy on someone,
Yeah.
on anyone actually, not just the player, but on like anyone. So
Yeah, and they play against more the first game. If he starts left wing, he's going to get second man.
yeah, it's gonna be cooked, and
That is not good.
and like I said, Neymar is not a player to be in contention to be a starter. Neymar is at best a second backup.
See, but I love Neymar, and I can prove it because I literally have
Yeah, I
a
saw
poster of him there. But at that point, I feel like Ancelotti just made a mistake. At that point, I feel like you should have taken Joao Pedro at that point.
it was peer pressure. Everyone was begging for Neymar to be part of that
Yeah.
World Cup squad, and you play him.
So not good.
Yeah, he
And
had
then-
balls. That guy
Yeah.
took out Foden, took out Palmer, which in my opinion was the right decision.
Yeah, he's been on a leg for a while.
And then Foden is making but I don't know. But like, the point is Foden was more big shark than Palmer was just complete trash. He didn't do anything. Was silent. I think he was also injured. The only big they had against Barcelona,
Yeah, they still talk about it this day.
which is yeah. Not only on PSG, but they won't be playing in Europe anytime soon. So
No, and they
yeah, like Tim Cruz, like that, yeah.
come on. Nah, Chelsea are shit.
Yeah, bro. So, I do think Brazil called Neymar to the squad been stay for Ancelotti. I think it was there for someone like Joao Pedro to come in. Because like we said, Neymar is longer than he was.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on. And the worst part is to this day. So
Oh no.
not today. Wednesday, tomorrow is the last day.
Yeah.
But so going to the Brazil, Brazil cooked because I think they have I'm injury unless I'm mistaken. And some of the players are really nice. Like they've been Brazilian, most of them actually. So they have players.
Yeah, I think obviously he's
He
not
played.
good, but he should be nowhere near that team. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, the thing is, there's no other was probably Diego or something, but he's injured.
Yeah.
And you can't do nothing about that.
Crazy,
But Hendrick is probably the guy to watch.
yeah, he doesn't play him. Oh my god.
Yeah, because the way that they played like a few days ago, Rafinha and Vini, that was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Going back, we were talking. Obviously, my favorites are Argentina, France, Spain, in that order. And of course, I do have Portugal and France, like we talked about, like we stated, midfield of Joao Pedro, Vitinha, and whoever is the other guy. I forgot who it is. That
Bernardo Silva, Bruno.
I think it's Bernardo Silva or Bruce. I don't know who plays in the midfield. Is it Bruno or is it?
That's a good question. Let me take a look.
I mean, one is as midfielder and the other one plays as a.
Yes. Let's see. All right. 3-0 against the U.S. and Chile. Oh, I forgot about Leao as well. Because the friendlies are not good because the friendlies friendlies they're not gonna play their strongest player. Okay, so guy.
Who?
That's how they play. The one of the most important game they played recently was against Ireland, which they lost 2-0. Played Bernardo Silva at right wing. And they played him as VT and Ruben Neves, which I forgot. He's the one who plays that. Okay. They have a lot of midfield options. It's kind of crazy.
And they can alternate between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Portugal there as the fourth, and then obviously I put Morocco in there, but I do think that Morocco even become maybe glory depending on how the other team perform.
Yeah. And wait. I'm telling you that. I'm looking at their defense now. Portugal. They have a very good team, man.
Yeah, they have the best two fullbacks. What's their names again?
Marcelo and they have Nuno Mendes.
Yeah, those two. Well, consider like
Crazy.
yeah, point two good fullbacks. They have two solid center backs. In the middle, is just one of the best right out there right now.
Yeah, they have a crazy squad in midfield.
So that's why I put it at fourth.
What do you think?
Huh?
What about England? What do you think about England?
England. I'm sorry, but I don't even put England as top 6 or 7. Yeah, I think England right now it's just a big question mark.
I blame you.
I think someone said that England is Argentina in terms of quality. But when it comes to acting, it's trash. They have no clue what to do. A small mistake, any player cost their chances. So that's how I see it.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of the fans think that they're the best international team in the world. But I saw and they're making and 16 against I think it was Argentina. I think it said they beat them. And they're supposed to up against, if I'm mistaken, I think it was Germany. I think they also said they beat them. And then eventually in the semifinal, they said they'd get against who's the other team that's pretty good. Another one of the team they said, and they said they'd beat them. And then apparently, according to them, they're going to get Brazil. Brazil knocking them out in 0-2. They're going to win it against Brazil in New Jersey. And I'm just there thinking to myself, where did this come from? Like, I don't understand where. Because every time when they do what they got to do in a final, they crumble. What do you think about that?
That England fumbles almost every single time.
Yeah, they are so confident all the time, but I don't know where that confidence comes from.
I think it's just like, well, make no mistake, but like, reminds me a lot of Arsenal. How they have a lot of confidence, but when it comes to the right moment, the right time, they choke. And that's what in the semi, they were in France, or I think it was in the quarterfinal.
That was the quarterfinals, yeah, and then Kane sent the ball.
Yeah, so they were so close of reaching the semi, but they choked. And that's the and you see some similarities. You see why some people call version of teams.
Yeah, really, it's was they hate us.
Yes. Well, offensive range like that, but like until now.
No, that's good.
But like until now, Arsenal was choking in the right moment. So, and in fact, back in 2022 World Cup, they had prime Harry Kane, had prime Bellingham. Actually, not prime. A ridiculous Bellingham. They had who else? Jordan Henderson. Which obviously that is kind of a question mark. Why he was called this one? Because he's too old now. But, yeah, but the back is prime. So the point is that England, when it matters, and they that kind of confident. Oh, not confident. They like that kind of killer instinct.
Yeah.
So
and they've shown that from 2018 where they reached the semifinal, and Kane should have passed it to Sterling, but he didn't, and eventually they got knocked out against Croatia. Then in 2021 they started winning the final in the Euros. Eventually won on the penalties. 3 penalties in a row they missed. Then 2022 had the chance to take the game to time. Kane skies it over the bar. Then 2024 they get to the Euros final against Spain. They were losing, and they managed to bring it back, and then they still lose either way. So yeah, it's the same deal with England, and I can see the similarities with Arsenal because I also heard that on Twitter before, somebody talking about it, and it's actually scary how similar it is because even with the hatred that stems, every time England lose, like all Europe celebrates. So it's funny how it's very similar, and all they do is just get one over the line to just stop, the rot from continuing. But considering that they've only ever won one trophy, and that was the World Cup in 1966,
which
I don't know if
which is over like 60 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, man, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Like that is a long time.
Since we're talking about England, what about another team that looks and reminds me of a little bit of England, but it's a smaller nation? Can you think about it? But they play. No, they play in Europe too. They have a good squad. They're good now with a lot of players.
They're in the World Cup, you said, right?
Yeah.
Legendary players. I was about to say Italy. Italy's not even in the World Cup.
Italy won't even qualify. It's like 100 years old.
It's sad. That's sad story.
Yeah.
Sweden, Norway. You talk about Norway?
No. Think harder.
I'm thinking Sweden. I'm thinking. Who qualified for the World Cup? I don't even know. I usually base my World Cup info based on the World Cup. I didn't get it here because it is way too expensive. So I remember. I'm trying to think. That's not Scotland. Turkey.
No, not Turkey.
There is a lot of European countries.
Not Scotland. Not Turkey.
Let's see. Croatia.
Not Croatia.
Wait, it's European, right?
Yes.
Austria.
Not Austria.
Belgium. Netherlands.
Belgium.
You know, I actually thought Belgium were going to win it in 2018.
Belgium reminds me a lot of England, but they're not mentioned enough or hated enough as England because they are a smaller nation.
Yeah, England talk too much is the problem. They open up too much.
The thing with is that they messed up. Back in 2018, that was their golden era.
Oh yeah, that was their year, man. That was their year.
Take advantage of that. And now,
That was their year.
and now that most of them are like, what, 35, 36, or 37 years old, it's just a sad thing to think about nowadays.
Yeah, 2018.
100%.
It's kind of sad. 2018, we could have had a big final between two countries. Everyone would have been.
But it didn't happen, unfortunately. And
No.
I'm still shocked that I'm still there. After this World Cup, I think Belgium has a chance of picking anymore. They don't have that talent.
Oh,
They don't have talent anymore.
no. They had their golden generation and a couple of years in there at the time. With golden generation with Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, Hazard, all at their peak. They still had young ones in there, like Tielemans, for example, who's now 28. He was 22 at the time. So they even had a little bit of a bench, you know what I'm saying? In case one of them had. And yeah, they didn't take advantage of it because even in the Euros, they underperformed. Number 16 did horribly. They got knocked out by Wales, I remember. That was bad.
Didn't they perform trash in the 2024 Euro as well? And the Nation
Yeah.
Leagues, they didn't even like qualify to it.
Yeah, no, it's sad for Belgium because if you look at the team, and maybe in 2018, if they had a different manager there, maybe they'd be doing things in this because I think that Belgium never had a manager profile that they needed in order to excite.
Yeah.
I always think that.
And so, like you said, like, for example, the players that we think about are low now. Hazard, retired.
Retired.
Lukaku, hello. Wash, yeah. De Bruyne, too
On the leg.
too old. You see, there's like training. And even players are playing, they're like 20 or something. That's the average age, 28, I think.
Yeah. Good choice, when it's 28.
So like the whole team is on now.
Yeah, they should have taken advantage because I remember their center backs. I remember what were their names? They're the first guys. They're both pretty good.
Oh, Alderweireld or something like that.
Yeah, Alderweireld. I forgot how you say his name, and the other one. I forgot the other one. Yeah,
Yeah.
They were both proper center backs.
Yeah, they were both. They had chemistry.
Yeah, when they knocked out Brazil out of the World Cup, I thought to myself, oh my god, because I thought this But Belgium knocked out Brazil convincingly as well, 3-2-1. I thought to myself, how would you do it?
After team World Cup, Croatia, that was not.
2018, Croatia, and the
Oh no, Croatia knocked out Brazil
Denmark.
in 2022.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah, one was missed the pass.
Yeah.
2018, I think Croatia knocked out Denmark in the round of 16. They knocked out Russia in the quarterfinals, and then they knocked out England in the semifinal. Because you can Croatia won penalties in the round of 16 and in 120. So when they went to the final, the reason why they got thrashed for one, it was because those players had played 360 minutes. That is insane.
Yeah.
And France had knocked out everybody in regular time, so they literally played an entire 90 minutes more, plus 2 penalty shootouts than France for the final.
Yeah.
So, one of the ways where the worst final is because how much they lost by. It's honestly difficult for them to get there. They literally gave everything they had, and in the final, you could see that they were gassed. They were done. They were tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were very tired.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. And then that's Croatia and Belgium. The other thing I think has been its prime, and besides this World Cup, I don't think they will ever. It will probably be the Netherlands.
Oh, I agree.
I think after this cup, Netherlands will no longer be able to compete internationally.
They just don't have any upcoming players anymore.
Yeah, because if you look at their main star, Xavi, he's injured. Pretty much, if they had anyone who built the Netherlands main stars or star, we would say Xavi Simons, and he's not even there.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. They don't have much, do they? I mean, as far as defense, that's the only up and coming.
Yeah,
You know, once Van Dijk goes, they're gonna have Van Heck and Van Ven. They got Fam, they got Timber, but that's enough.
yeah, just look at Timber. He's out. He's injured.
Yeah, done.
And then look at Pong. He's injured. So, where's the talent? Like the defense.
Yeah, there's nothing.
The defense is cooked as the forward line. There's nothing to offer.
Yeah, there's only one kid from Netherlands, and that's one. I think his name is. Is he from Netherlands? I think he plays in that league, but I don't know if he's from Netherlands. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, it is difficult when you see France how much players they have. You think to yourself, okay, Netherlands, they're just not gonna be able to get past them. When you look at Spain, how they always develop players, and they're gonna get past them. And no, I agree. I think the moment Robin, moment Percy, Schneider also leaving little by little, I think that's just pretty much. They go 10 to I think
That was in Argentina. Argentina allowed
yeah, they allowed them to score 2 lousy goals. Especially that second one. That second one was no.
Yeah,
That was like
yeah.
Arteta. Yeah, that was like Arteta set piece.
Yeah,
That was a silly goal to concede.
yeah. So like
That was a silly goal.
yeah, so like I said, Belgium, Croatia, Netherlands. This World Cup will never be complete again.
Not
And
unless they have like another golden generation. And
I don't think they have this in our time, or at least in the next 10 years. Yeah, and you had the most underperformer, right? I think that's what you asked me here.
yeah.
I have 5 teams. So
Okay.
first,
I want your 5 teams actually.
okay, so I'm doing one thing will definitely not even compete at all, which is Croatia, Belgium, and Netherlands.
Okay.
And also I'm doing what was it? Uruguay. I'm those.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my top 5 underperformers: U.S., Mexico, and Canada. The whole. If you look at their group stage, you have Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic. And for Canada, you have Bosnia, Qatar. All right. So think about it for a second. Everyone's gonna be sad. It's gonna be an easy win. The thing is, I don't see anything. It's gonna be a draw. South Korea definitely losing that game.
Yeah, I think they're losing.
I think Sun will put a masterclass and they will basically lose like maybe 3-1 or even 4-0. And then you have Republic. If Mexico has any chance of like advancing or be slightly competitive, they have to show in this game, or at least against Republic. I think this quarterfinals in the last. Just think I might be wrong. Or very good team. If you look at one, they have players like let's see. Okay, they have like Patrick Schick, they have Al Holik, they have who else was from West Ham. The defense is pretty solid. So the points, I think those would be, in my opinion, I'm saying that they'll be out in the group stage, because Mexico cannot be Czech and they will not be able to defeat South Korea. So they have a chance of advancing. They need to be like which I think they're gonna draw something or even. So we will see what happens. And then Canada, Moscow, Switzerland, waiting hell that Canada is beating Switzerland or Bosnia.
No, Syria.
Everything. I think they're gonna become like 4th place, line up bomb group, because I don't think they're gonna be Qatar either. They're like that creativity and the instant killer. And then USA is the best out of the 3 host nations, but Paraguay is a good team. I think Christ 7, I'm gonna lie, and 3. I think they'll be okay at all.
The only way that these, because I know how bad all 3 of them are, all 3 host nations. The only way these teams can get away with not was underperformed is because of the fact that this is going through at least 3rd places.
So that's what we're gonna talk about. Group A, they have the 3rd places guaranteed to advance no matter what. because there's only selective groups where third place is advanced.
Okay.
I think that's in my opinion. I think I may be wrong. Maybe it's your the best third teams or something like that. But as a one right now, just a couple of teams. Not
Yeah.
teams. Group stage.
Let me take a look. I think it's. I lost count of groups. So the places grew
Okay, there you go.
and 4 knocked out.
So yeah, so there you go. So only 8 teams will be able to advance. But the thing is, I don't see United States in the group. 9 seconds.
I think even though they might have the free,
They do have that.
I think they lose against Turkey. And
Oh shit.
I think they get a draw max on that one as well.
So basically, talking the same. They lose against Paraguay, and they might get it like some.
Yeah,
against
I
Australia.
think the U.S. are cooked. I think because if they get one way, they're not going.
No.
Even if they finish third place, they're not through.
No.
They might because actually, I think Canada might be safe because Qatar.
In the big states, even they won out of.
If all 3 nations lose 2 games, they're cooked. They're the other groups. That would be pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. So those 3 are my biggest runners. I'm saying it straight.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, especially on the states and on Canada, because it's Mexico and they're in the Estadio Azteca, and you know, I'm sure you see sometimes how favored Mexico is in the CONCACAF.
Yeah.
A lot of times they get away with stuff, and I'm not saying they're gonna do some schedule World Cup, but FIFA has been doing some weird stuff lately. They might have at least not all. They tried that with Qatar. Qatar was just too bad. It's just what happened.
And then my other 2 very. On one side, my I say this properly. I do them underperform as well.
Yes, because I felt like they should have out of the group in 2020.
Yes, and I did think it be the of course. I'll him as a performer. Because Germany got Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is a pretty good team. Yeah, Curacao is not a good team, but Germany. So that group, that's but
so their last game.
If I get Ivory Coast and Curacao,
yeah, I think that as long as they don't lose Ivory Coast, draw that one, and they manage to get even against. If they have Ivory Coast and they manage to beat them, they have 4 points. I think 4. Depending on how many goals they beat, the should have to go through as one of the third place. But that's the thing, though. Lose 3 goals. I don't know if 3, which is very likely. I don't know if 3 points is getting enough to take.
I think the opposite of you. I think in this group stage, I think minimum 2 points fine.
It could be. Can you imagine if you can go past with 2 points?
Bro, imagine if we witnessed out of any of the group stages that one team only 1 point and they qualify.
Oh my god! It's not a single game and going through. I mean, to take a look at Ronaldo's first ever international trophy. I remember that Puerto Rico's in the group stage. They went through with 3 points, no wins from the group. And
it's possible.
They drew 2, and I think they went to penalties twice before they got to the final.
It's possible, but you never know. You never know.
That would be crazy.
It's possible, but okay, so it's possible. That goes ties me right 1 point, and the other tie could count. That's 1 point, right? Here's a twist. Let's say that could count against Germany. That's 1 point. But the other could count beats Ivory Coast, right? So
that would be a mess.
So that means Ivory Coast and Ecuador technically qualifying to win, depending on the outcome of the other games.
Yeah, and it's not to say that because I remember the last World Cup when Costa Rica were qualifying and they were knocking. But it was one of the most beautiful minutes in World Cup history when they showed the table and Costa Rica and Japan were first and second in Spain. I
remember that time. Yeah, crazy stuff. It's last 2.
Yeah, it was. That was great. I remember a beautiful moment. Now, that would have been amazing. Even then, Japan went through first, Spain still went through, and Germany worked out. That was crazy. At least one of them got left out.
Okay, I mentioned I mentioned Ecuador. And the last one is Colombia.
Oh, who do they have in their group?
They have Portugal, Congo, and Uzbekistan.
Oh. If they have to beat Uzbekistan, but if they Congo, that would be pretty sad.
Yes. Yes. Like you said, only top eight third place finishers gets to advance. So imagine if they're one of those teams that cannot advance, even though the purpose that would be pretty sad.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. But like yeah, so those are my underperformers. What about you?
Take a look at the groups. I agree with taking out of that group, and if they do, it barely gonna do. Like with one or with 2 or 3 points at most, where they can get 2 draws or something like that. I think the U.S. might be screwed, pretty screwed. Now, the U.S. I think definitely. So I'm 100% on board with you on that. I think Canada's also not leaving that group. I think they're going to lose to Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I think they're going to lose to Switzerland. And do I see them beating Qatar? I don't know. Every time I've watched Canada, I haven't been impressed with them. And they finished rock bottom convincingly last World Cup, where I expected them at least to put up a fight. So I agree on that. I think Mexico might escape just with the skin of their teeth.
Yeah,
Barely.
yeah, that is a
Just
chance.
barely. Just because I feel like they always get a little, like, even in 2018 when they beat Germany, then I think they lost to Sweden the next game. And I think they drew South Korea. I don't know. It was a pretty tight group, and they still managed to make it out of there somehow. But Mexico are going to just barely making it out alive. I think Canada and the U.S. could get grouped if they don't miss to because they're not good in my opinion. Now, as far as the groups, I really would be upset if this happens, but I can see it happening. I think Senegal is the one that concerns me.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It really concerns me because I think they don't have enough to. And if they don't beat Norway, it could look shaky because let's see the schedule. So France's game, if they manage to lose against France, now if they don't manage to beat Norway, they're gonna go up against an Iraq who could also be fighting for possible third place, and they're gonna give it their all. They don't manage to at least pick up 3 points on Iraq in the last game. It's probably going to be fighting for their lives. I could see them flop. That would be a shame. I don't want that to happen, but I can see it happening. Now, Colombia, Portugal, Democratic Republic of Congo, they'd also be just barely fine. But I trust these South Americans. I don't. I feel like a lot more poor. That curry. I think they're going to 3 points, and they might even put 4 or 5 past them, even though I wouldn't want that.
That's a good thing you say. That's a very good thing that you said because I think Panama could upset that.
Also, I would hope so.
Because
I just hate the fact that Panama concedes a lot of goals every time they play.
That is true.
Because even Chile, like Chile is very bad. They're one of the worst in the world.
Chile is champion because in the team.
Exactly. Chile is awful. And last year they played against Panama. They put 6 past them, man.
Yeah.
That's the important part about Panama. And Panama played Brazil like a month and a half ago. Brazil also put 6 past them. Played against Colombia, I think also here was 2024. November, and I'm not mistaken, Colombia passed. So that's where I get concerned with Panama, is that if they open up too much, they're going to concede a lot of goals. And they already played England in 2018 in that group. England was 6 past them.
But things with, like, for example, Panama, right? Panama was able to beat, was able to draw Bosnia, which is a big team, a European team.
Yeah.
And I think Bosnia, but he said risky concede a lot of goals.
I think they should book. I think they could pay Arteta's book. I'm not gonna lie. I think they should try not to open up, sit back, hit out of the counter, get a corner. It would be the funniest thing in the world. I would love if it happens. If they manage to get a draw against England, that would piss them off.
Oh, that is true.
Panama get a point of England. That would make them furious. That would make my whole life. That would complete my life if they manage to do that. I love it if they do. But they're the team that concern me because I don't like when teams lose by a lot of goals. Like Uzbekistan is the one that concerns me in Group K because I feel like Portugal and Colombia might want to take advantage of score a lot of goals there. So those are the ones that concern me. The one that really concerns me, I feel like Spain and Uruguay, similar mentality was they're gonna want to put 5-6 past them to make sure that they do goal difference. But yeah, I feel like Senegal that's my one big one. But I feel like if they're not careful enough, because they away in the first 2 games, if they're not careful, they could be a big one that goes. Because I feel like if they started out first game against Iraq, I feel like they would have set the tone as, the finalists of the AFCON. I feel like they would have beaten them, and you just only need 1 point from France in a way to go through as the third best at least. But considering France and Iraq, that's what concerns me. It matters a lot, and I think that was my concern. I feel like it was like most of it.
So you said Senegal, you said Canada.
West. There's 3 that I but Senegal would probably be this one. They're the ones that concern.
What's the other 2? I don't have 3.
The other 2, let me see. Brazil, Haiti, Morocco, Scotland. Outside of the block, right?
Yeah, I do think so too. They have talent.
Ecuador, Germany, Ivory Coast. I usually say Germany's the group.
You're
They have to make it through.
not crazy. It could happen.
But they have to make it through surely. I don't think. I think it would be shocking if they get grouped for a third win. Well, they're already in twice.
But the thing is, because they have amazing players this time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like no. Even if they were to get, they'd be fine.
What do you think about Neuer showing up again as a 40-something-year-old goalkeeper?
I mean, you can tell he's gotten slower in his old age, man. He's gotten slower the last 4 or 5 years. But to me, Neuer is the best goalkeeper in the history of the sport. But I feel like he's already gone past his sell date. I think I'm sure retired last World Cup.
Bro, that was sad. You mentioned other guys a chance. I think that got him to lead Germany. Who brought him every time. In the end of the nations, he was it. But Neuer will mainly be for Germany.
That sucks for anything. Yeah. Because there was a moment in time where Ter Stegen was not getting a look in that German team because of the fact that Neuer.
Yeah.
And the thing with goalkeepers, you can't play 2 of them. If you have a nation that has 2 world right wings, the manager's gonna find a way to play one on the left or play one through the middle to play both of them. But it's with goalkeepers, can only play one. So if it's either you or it's not, you. And that's what the best Ter Stegen would have probably fit his prime in almost every single nation in the world.
Yeah. So, man, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, Neuer was the main competition, and he wasn't able to overtake him.
Yeah. Group F: Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, Tunisia. I think Netherlands and Sweden, all 3 make it out of that group.
Really, you think Netherlands?
Netherlands is making it out. I don't want to overhype Japan that much, but I don't think they're gonna lose against Netherlands.
Yeah.
Against Sweden,
I think.
Yeah, this would be a very tight group. I can see them all finishing with like 3 or 4 points. Tunisia,
Yeah, they lost by road.
yeah, I'm looking at it right form. Okay, so Japan, I don't know which one, but I think Netherlands. It could be all from that.
Bro, let's not include that.
Let's go.
Numbers.
Yeah, just true.
Yeah.
I were pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Now you gave me heart. Oh my god. But yeah, so
I can't think of another nation flops, but I can think of one that I think will be the worst nation at the World Cup.
who?
Yeah, games, and I think they lose 3 games with more than 3 goals.
I'm gonna say Jordan. Jordan, May, Haiti, and India. They're with Argentina, Algeria, and Austria. I don't say Jordan game.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and then maybe Congo, but things like 100% pick 0 points.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, because I think Congo will get a point. Haiti. Oh, I think you're right. Oh my god, I didn't pay attention to Haiti. I think they're going down with it. They like a minus. I'm like, why? I think they're going to 5 or 6. I think Morocco is going to kill 4 or 5. Scotland is really going to beat them. I'd be shocked if they're going to beat them. Yeah, they might go down with 0 points minus 10. Oh my.
Yeah, but I think the team that's gonna come most is gonna be Jordan will be the most. Maybe, just maybe, if everything goes like you said against their own team, Panama.
Yeah. You know why I fear for Cape Verde? It's just because Spain is there. Because Spain, they were ruthless against Costa Rica. They put how many? 7 or 8 past them?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Spain is the type of team to just want to put 10 if they can.
Bro.
I mean, it's a World Cup. That's the
Yeah.
thing, though. It's a World Cup. Everybody's going to want to score. Because if it's a friendly, if I'm the manager, I say, okay, stop at 5. But if it's a World Cup, they're all going to want to get their goal. And I fear that they might want to break the record on that one. The record is currently 10-1, I think. And I can see Spain being the country that wants to do that. That's the concerning. Oh, my. Yeah, it could be. Oh, it's the first game as well for Spain. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. They're going to play their starters as well.
Do you want to predict Group F? No, I mean Group I. France,
Group I?
Senegal, Norway, and Iraq.
Oh, man.
This might surprise you, but I think that Iraq could become second place, maybe even first place if everything goes their way.
Okay, I need to hear you out. Tell me.
Okay, Iraq beat the first one, so that's 3 points. They tied at 4 points, and I may and that will be 5 or even 7 points.
You can do that?
I do think they can do it. I do think that they have the potential. But
They drew against Spain recently. What the hell?
that's what I'm saying. Drew are the best teams. So they drew against Spain, beat Bolivia. Yeah, and then they only lost against Algeria 2-0, and they only lost against Venezuela 2-0. So it's not margin, but only is that.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that I could be a surprise, honestly. So if they beat either Senegal or Norway and they tie against one of the 2 teams, that's it. I think they qualify and become second.
That would be crazy. That would be one of the best history that would happen.
And out of all the Arab teams, that could be the surprising one.
Okay. I was looking at their first game is in Norway.
Yes, the Vikings. In Hall, Odegaard, that tall, square dude, sword. That's
Yes.
But besides that, anyone else is pretty much unknown, except like Antonio Nusa. But everyone else is not a very known player.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jordan, Algeria, Argentina. Yeah, they might go down with 0. Yeah, there might be more than 3 nations that go out with 0 points.
What are your top 3 or 5 dark horses?
Okay, so I think, let's see, Czech Republic, Mexico, Africa, South Korea. Not a single one there. Let me see. I think Switzerland can do something. If they manage to get first place and they manage to get a favorable team from Group A, depending on whether it might be Mexico or South Korea or Czech Republic or South, I feel like they're more incapable of beating any of those teams. I feel like Switzerland, but then again, we have a round 32 now, so if they only reach the round of 16, it's not really a dark horse, is it? They have to reach at least the course. Let's see. See, it all depends on the knockout 1E goes again. Yeah. See, it's going to predict because of the round. I think the dark horses could be Sweden. They get a favorable draw, especially if finish in the top 2 Group F, which is possible because you and I both agreeing on the fact that Netherlands are poor. I think Sweden have a favorable draw. They can be a dark horse. I think Switzerland, if they also get a favorable draw getting out of that group, can be a dark horse.
You think could become a dark horse?
If they get a favorable draw. Because I feel like they in that group, Group B, they can finish first or second. Because I don't think, we both agree that Canada might flop, and I don't think Qatar has it in them to be either one of the European nations. So Switzerland go through as first, and they get one of South Africa or Mexico, or even Czech. Oh, yeah, South Korea. I think Switzerland can either do 1-4 in a round of 16. If they do, they manage to get themselves another favorable draw, a South American or because I don't think they would get a. If they manage to get themselves a European nation, the likes of Scotland or Turkey, or they manage to get themselves a South American nation, I think they have what it takes to be able to knock them and go to the quarterfinals.
If they face Argentina, the group Argentina.
They're gone. Yeah. If they
what if they face Uruguay? You think Sweden will?
I think they're able to take out Uruguay. Even the Uruguay, there's a little bit of problem. I think if Switzerland go up against the likes of Uruguay, Ecuador, and Colombia, they can do some damage there. And if they get a nation like Turkey or Scotland, they can also go through. But then again, that also goes both ways. If it's Scotland themselves in Switzerland in a round of 16, they're gonna think to themselves, we can get to our final here. I want to see a lot of the big teams. See, England is in Group L, Portugal is in K, Argentina is in J, France is in I, and Spain is in H. Then if you go from Group G all the way to A, the only really weakest is Brazil and Morocco, but Brazil is not the greatest at the moment, and then you have Germany, also not the greatest. That's the reason why it depends on the draws. Where Sweden and Switzerland, because they're in those groups, they can be the dark horses here. Now, I don't see dark horse coming out of Group L all the way to A, because it's going to be France, Norway, Argentina, Senegal, Portugal, Colombia. Yeah, they're just going to kill each other there. They're all got each other. But then again, like the round of 32 is going to be cut each side.
Yeah, until last game is going to be the final for all teams. The top 8 will have to, out of the 12 will have to be chosen or at least advanced.
Yeah. You know how Group A, first and second, we know first is going against second, and Group B, some people to predict. But now with the round of 32, where a team can go through with 2 points, like a wild card, it's difficult to tell. But they're the ones that could get a lucky draw, could do something here. But what I say to Mexico, even though I think they are very bad at the moment, if they can manage to wake up for one tournament, it's this one. Because if they manage to get themselves in first or second place, and they manage to go up against a European nation, which they only got up by, this time it's going to be Bosnia and Herzegovina or Switzerland. This would be their time to reach the quarterfinal that they've been begging for so long. They need to wake up. Do I think they will? But if there is a time now, England afterwards. Yeah, that would have been for Mexico, 10 years ago, 12 years ago. That would have been a dream for Mexico to go up against Herzegovina, Switzerland, Ireland, or Turkey. Because Mexico in 2010, round of 16, Argentina, understandable, they went out. 2014, Netherlands, understandable, they went out. 2018, Brazil, understandable, they went out. 2022, did they even group? Mexico, did they get up in 2022?
I think did.
Well, that's even sadder. But yeah, this is their chance. It's now or never.
It's now or never for many of these teams. Let me see. Yeah, Mexico were knocked out, but like a goal difference of 1 goal.
Oh my God. That's crazy. I don't remember the group.
Saudi Arabia. It was that time when Argentina lost.
You're right. Yeah, Argentina lost the first game against Arabia, and everybody went crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Poland went through. That's crazy. See, that's what I mean. Mexico, they had their chance right there as well. Poland, European nation, and Saudi Arabia, and they still didn't go through. They got
Exactly how you get it. They have to wake up.
Yeah, it's Mexico, and you have Spain, France, Germany, you're gonna get Poland in the group stage. You had the possible outcome.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna beat this republic, and then you tell them you're gonna get an nation, South Africa. You definitely say, okay, you guys got the best out of the world. You guys definitely got the best.
Mm-hmm.
And the same goes for Canada, for the United States.
True. They have the weakest teams in Europe, in Asia, and Africa.
And they still might not make it out.
True. Yep.
Yo, that would be the funniest thing. I am going to make a video on that, and if that happens, even if it's only one of the group, I'm gonna make a video how embarrassing that is. Because look at that, Canada, both times down Spain, and then over here the U.S. They got Paraguay, Turkey, and Australia. Imagine they got Japan, Brazil, all they could and if can't go then. I don't know what to tell you about this. Just don't think that's it. That is it. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then, like it. Yeah. So we was happy because it's gonna be very, very interesting.
Gonna be watching the first game live.
I'm gonna be
Yeah, I'm gonna have to win.